Hello, 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 Kevin here. How are you doing? I hope you are well. I want to talk today about stuff because I have a lot of stuff and I have been trying to get rid of some of this stuff. Every month or so I go through this big purge and I get rid of what I can easily get rid of, but there's still like a whole bunch of junk just lying around this apartment that I don't use on the regular, and I was trying to think about what it is that makes it so difficult, because I have realized that there are some very simple things that I can do to make myself happier. For example, this chair sometimes gets cluttered with stuff. Like you bring in the mail and just toss it over there, and then it stays there, and then I discover that just the act of having to pick stuff off of the chair and set it down somewhere else is enough to mean that I'm just not going to sit in the chair. And then I'm uncomfortable because I don't feel like I have a place to just sit down that's not my desk chair. Similarly, with my desk, I've discovered that if I set it up, like I used to have it set up with these speakers and these monitors and all of this cool fancy equipment, and what I discovered is that I wake up and that's in my eye line every day when I wake up. These monitors and this big imposing desk thing. Because I don't have like a separate workstation and a separate being on the computer for fun station, and so I'll wake up and I'll look at that, and it's this big imposing towering thing. It's like I'm here to collect my work hours, and I wake up and I look at that and it makes me sad. So I've worked on trying to pare that down and make that simpler, but in doing that I find that there are always some items that it becomes very difficult for me to get rid of, and I found one that I think is like the perfect example of why I struggle a lot with kind of the minimalism thing, the idea of just having a small number of really high quality stuff. They can do a lot of things and they're not gonna clutter up your life. But here it is. So this is a slide presentation controller, and it's got a little laser. I can't see anymore. I'm blind now. This is really helpful. If I need to give a talk, or every so often I've actually recorded a video and had slides. It rarely happens, but when I do that, it is really nice to not be stuck at the computer having to advance the slides and stuff like that. Just being able to talk, be able to move out and make eye contact with people and walk around and engage with people and not be stuck behind the podium. And so something like this is incredibly useful for that. How often do I use that? Once, twice a year. I dedicate space in my apartment that does not have space for this stupid thing, and I cannot seem to get rid of it. I have a similar problem with recording equipment. I have too many mics, I have too many cameras, I have an SLR, I have two of these vlog cameras, I have a cinema camera, and lenses for all of these, and different lighting setups, and how often do I use one particular configuration? Well, I have reasons, I have justifications. I want the fancy camera for when I want to shoot something fancy. I want the DSLR for when I want to shoot something fancy, but I also need to have a monitor there, and the quality's kind of mid. And then I have this, which is the lighter carry it around thing, because I couldn't hold up the big camera, blah, blah, blah. And it's so dumb. Because I rarely, if I were just able to say, okay, I'm going to stick with this light walking around camera and the video quality is never going to be better than what you're seeing right now, even with the lights that are causing the horizontal stuff, which I don't know, maybe I'll talk about later. But I guess I would ask you guys, do you have an example of things that you hold on to that you don't use, that you rarely use, that you rarely need, but just the whole idea of having it and the comfort of knowing that it'll be there if it should ever become necessary gives you some sort of solace? Because I'm interested to know. And how do you reconcile that? That's it for me today. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Cheers.